Well, hello everyone and welcome. Whether you're joining us from across the continent of Africa, from Europe, from the Americas, from the Pacific, wherever you're joining us from, thank you for being here to celebrate a milestone moment for Partners in Food Solutions. So today, we're unveiling Ambition 2033. And by the way, I've been practicing to say this because I always get it wrong. But Ambition 2033 is our new strategy to accelerate growth in Africa's food industry and to transform the continent's food systems. And you might be asking, why now? Why a new strategy at this particular point? Well, for starters, I'm joining you at this point from the amazing city of Rome at the occasion of the Food and Agriculture Organization's 80th anniversary. Well, this year, their theme, believe it or not, was Hand in Hand for Better Food and Better Nutrition. When I saw it, I thought, this seems like PFS inspired to me because we have always existed to foster partnerships that deliver not only better foods, but affordable foods and safe foods. Africa's food landscape is changing faster than ever. The population is growing, and you can see it when you land in any city on the continent of Africa. Cities are expanding, and therefore the demand for nutritious food is rising dramatically. However, the familiar problems associated with Africa continue to be a challenge. The recently released State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World report for 2025 suggests that the prevalence of undernourishment on the continent of Africa has actually surpassed 20% in 2024. In other words, it's rising. Now, what is even more sobering is that according to current projections, at least 500 million people in the world can be classified as chronically undernourished. And to think that in 2030, 60% of these folk are actually going to be from the African continent. All this being true, the opportunity and the urgency have never been greater. We all know that real transformation doesn't start with policy alone. It starts with businesses. When food companies grow, they pull entire value chains forward, creating jobs, driving innovation, and opening markets for smallholder farmers. So as we approach this strategy, we are building on what works, on what we have already been working on. Over the last 17 years, we've proven that transferring the expertise of world-class corporate volunteers can absolutely unlock the potential of African food businesses. With Ambition 2033, we're doubling down on that idea, focusing on high potential clients with the capacity to scale into what we are calling national champions in our new strategy. This is the moment where we can turn progress into momentum. We're keeping what makes PFS unique, which is access to thousands of volunteers with hundreds of years of experience. We're building on the partnerships, we're building on shared learnings, but we're delivering it with a sharper focus, stronger systems, and greater scale. So here's the invitation to all of you today. At our core, Partners in Food Solutions is a business-to-business model solving a developmental challenge. We are democratizing best-in-class expertise so that African entrepreneurs can compete and thrive. That's what sets us apart. So as we launch Ambition 2033, I invite you, our partners, our volunteers, our clients, to imagine what's possible when we work together to grow the businesses that will feed Africa's future.
Hi, my name is David Morioki, and I'm the general manager here at Soy Africa Limited. We are a food processing company and specifically nutritional processing company based in Nairobi, Kenya. And our relationship with PFS started way back in, I believe, about 2010, 2011. And this was by a relationship that was formed between uh, uh, General Mills, one of the founding partners of PFS, and Soy Africa Limited. And PFS has played a pivotal role in the growth and development of Soy Africa Limited from those many years ago, providing a lot of technical assistance and guidance through the dozens of volunteers who gave in their hours and insights. And we have really benefited and grown from our partnership with PFS over the years and the volunteers who spend their time with the company. We also have founded a laboratory by the name Interfield Food Testing Laboratory, or IFTL. That's a business that started in 2017 and has also benefited massively from this is now a growing business that has benefited from a lot of the volunteering work with PFS. I really like the new direction and the new strategic direction that PFS has taken. I think it, especially for us being maybe one of the oldest companies that has engaged with PFS or benefited from PFS, it sort of shows that PFS is evolving together with us as a company, from giving us technical assistance on specific issues within our company, but now evolving with us, and knowing that even us as a company have evolved and grown, and recognizing that and saying we're still going to partner with you to take you to the next stage, from growing to maybe a medium-sized business to a large business, or even with other businesses who wish to grow from a single country business into a Pan-African business. So I really welcome the strategy that PFS has taken. I think it's quite timely. And I'm really excited to be part of this journey.
Hi, everybody. My name is Johnson Kirago. I'm the Director, East and Southern Africa Client Portfolio, and I've been with Partners in Food Solutions for the last 15 years. The message from David is that we're evolving, and I totally agree with him that we're evolving, and we're evolving because of very good reasons. One of these reasons is that we've learned during the last strategy period. We mined and analyzed data from all the clients that we've been working with in the last 17 years. And one thing that was very clear to us, which was a light bulb moment for us, is that 100% of all the revenue growth that was achieved by the portfolio came from only 45% of the clients that we worked with. And that got us thinking. In fact, most of the 55% of the other part of the 100% of the clients had negative growth. For that reason, we're changing. We're changing our client selection and categorization to make it evolve and become even better and sharper. Going forward, we will be focusing mainly on what we are calling redefined high potential clients. These are clients that are at a certain period of growth in their business journey. They have demonstrated a track record. They have demonstrated capacity and the ambition to grow. For this category, we will be entering into partnerships, longer-term partnership for multiple number of years. We'll go deeper with the name of providing them comprehensive business and technical support to address their needs. In the next 8 years, we're looking at working with at least 120 of such businesses with a target of getting at least 25 of them to what we are calling emerging national champion status. I will not go deep into what that means, but feel free to engage with a white paper that has already been released, and you get more details of how we are categorizing emerging national champions. We are also cognizant of the fact that in addition to the category that we have just described, there are other more smaller companies but are locally important. We have a way of supporting them, which will look a bit different from the way we will support the redefined high potential clients. The support will be lighter touch, will be shorter, taking a more one-to-many approach in the way we deliver services to them. In addition to the categorization of the clients and the way we deliver services, we've also made choices on value chains. We have realized there are specific value chains that can create the highest impact that PFS is looking for, and we develop those value chains proactively. There are other value chains that are important, although we'll not be developing them proactively. We'll selectively approach them and see what we can do with them because of their importance in the different geographies. Again, with geographies, we made choices. We've realized that, and we know that the countries that we work in across Africa are not homogeneous. So there are some countries that are more developed in the food systems. We will be looking at supporting them to drive systems change. There are countries where we have made some traction. In those countries, we will be looking at maintaining the success that we've gotten in the past. And finally, we have countries where we have gotten into some level of activity, and we'll be looking at expanding as and when resources are available. And that is how we plan to grow with the food industry in Africa. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Magdalene Mbaga. I'm our Director of Client Service Innovation and Impact, and I've been with PFS for 8 years, and I'm going to talk to you about how we'll be supporting these food companies. So our service offering for PFS clients is focused on powering growth through the expertise of our corporate partners and harnessing the power of the ecosystem built around supporting food companies on the continent of Africa. We're bringing our innovation approach to our entire PFS service offering, holistically addressing the needs of our clients. The core of what we've done since inception is to deliver pro bono consulting projects to our clients who are receiving individually customized deliverables for each of their needs. The service mix we've innovated can be bundled and banded together to support the success of those projects. New or expanding services will be revised with greater structure and clarity, and I'm really excited about diversifying the opportunities for volunteers to be engaging across a broader range of expertise. Under our new engagement roadmap, we'll be collaborating with clients to strategize an account plan that boosts their business performance. We're standardizing and strengthening our core offerings, focusing on the pivotal needs that unlock growth at each stage of a company's journey. This means developing repeatable toolkits, diagnostics, and learning modules so that we can deliver value faster and more effectively. We're expanding the ways that clients can access our expertise, from traditional volunteer projects to peer learning cohorts, digital resources, and a new PFS Academy platform for ongoing learning. We're also increasing collaboration with local experts and service providers in Africa, bringing in-country technical and financial partners who extend our reach and improve our sustainability. For our clients, this means more ways to connect, more types of expertise, faster solutions, and more continuous support as they grow. For our volunteers, this means more variety and opportunities and more targeted, impactful engagements. So ultimately, every element of our service model is designed to help African food companies build capacity faster, scale stronger, and compete better, leveraging that corporate partner expertise that our volunteers so generously give. So with that, I'm really excited to move forward.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Siskowski, Vice President of Supply Chain at Ardent Mills. We have a wonderful relationship with Partners in Food Solutions, and someone might wonder out of the blocks, like, why are you partnering with a company that's focused on Africa? And for us, it's not about location or geography, but it's our ability to partner and really make a difference in the lives of others. And what really attracted us to PFS was really the mission, vision, and values, and just how closely we aligned as organizations. And for us, it's an opportunity to really help to bring that to life for us.
My name's Alex Nelson. I'm the quality manager for the Ogden, Utah facility for Ardent Mills, and I've been volunteering with Partners in Food Solutions for 10 years. I think something that really gets me excited is it's easy for us to feel like we don't have anything to contribute and that we might not be useful to the companies that we're working with, but most often I've found with my experience that there's things in the industry, in the food industry, that for us are kind of common knowledge, or they've been requirements for a long period of time that are just now starting to be requirements in these African businesses.
Our teammates get huge value out of this. There's wonderful stories that are told, and it really helps build momentum, within our organization, and not only is it great to serve and to give, but it's very rewarding for the individuals that are part of that projects who may think they may not have a lot to share, but when they get in those meetings and with those teams, they find that they can rely on their knowledge with what we do at Ardent Mills in partnership with other US-based companies to really come alongside, support, and provide insights.
Food's the common denominator, so everyone on the planet Earth eats food, and I do think it's important for big companies like Ardent Mills to share learnings and things with these developing companies to help feed more people. I don't think it makes sense to withhold information as we all have the same pursuit, which is to feed people with safe food.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Amanda Trossett, and I am the Director of Expertise Management at PFS. I've been with the organization almost over 9 years now, and I have the pleasure of leading in volunteer engagement and experience at PFS. I want to build on some of the exciting developments that my teammates have shared and start by reaffirming that in our strategy, volunteers remain at the heart of everything that we do. Their expertise, which spans every function, every corner of the world, is what makes our model not only effective, but truly unique. Every success story that we have, every innovation, every impact we achieve starts with the generosity of their time and talent. And as we look ahead to Ambition 2033, we're not just aiming higher, as you've heard from Johnson, from Magdalene, from Mandla, but we're building smarter. This next chapter gives us a new way to harness the incredible expertise of our volunteers for even greater and more repeatable impact. And one of the ways we'll do this is by refining how we scope and match projects. So we have learned a lot of lessons over the last 17 years, and we want to apply them to ensure that every volunteer's skills and time is being used where they can make the biggest possible difference, and ensuring that every engagement feels purposeful and well-aligned from the very start. But impact isn't just about individual projects anymore. Just like you heard from Magdalene and how we are updating our service delivery model, volunteers will also see more opportunities to engage and share their knowledge through webinars, through peer learning sessions, and specialized trainings. As we know, our volunteers value connection with our mission, with each other, and with the communities and clients that we serve, as well as the impact. And so we're creating more ways to nurture that and provide different types of engagement that meet our volunteers' interests as well as the needs of our clients. We're also enhancing how we prepare and recognize volunteers. So this includes improved onboarding and clear expectations, to new ways of celebrating contributions. And we're making sure that every volunteer feels confident stepping into a role, feels supported throughout their involvement with PFS, and then deeply appreciated when it's complete. For our corporate partners, these updates mean deeper and more meaningful engagement. So we'll continue to offer those rewarding volunteer opportunities, but also think through new ways to connect through thought leadership, employee development, cross-company collaboration, and of course, shared learning. And together, we truly feel will expand the ripple effect of expertise sharing across industries and borders. So for our volunteer engagement team, we have 3 key principles: recognition, gratitude, and impact that will continue to guide us at every step. The core experience, I want to say this especially for all of our volunteers on the call, that our core experience that volunteers love will not change. What we're simply doing is evolving to become more focused, more visible, and more impactful to ensure that every volunteer, every partner that we bring in, every service, and every role contributes to something more lasting and transformative.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Magdalene, and thanks to my colleagues, Johnson. So as we are marching on towards 2033, I'm sure you'll agree with me that although our aspirations are at the most simple, but they are very ambitious, with a focus on growth, meaning that more than just counting the number of companies we support, we want to take interest in the revenues and the volumes that they produce, around how much nutritious food they're making available to African consumers, and how many of them are actually transitioning from high potential clients into emerging champions. Because when this happens, it ultimately drives the impact that I think all of us on this call are passionate about. Farmers receiving greater income, improving their resilience, young people getting jobs, finance flowing in the direction of companies that really need it, and ensuring that the African continent can get off the list of the hungriest continent on the world. I think we together have got an opportunity to be able to deliver on this. So if you look at what success will look like for us in 2033, we are working towards a situation where at least 60% of our clients are growing with revenues that are greater than 20%. Because we believe that when businesses grow, they are able to do those things that we spoke about, serve farmers better, and be able to create employment opportunities. But we also understand that if they're going to serve farmers better, it's going to be about the volumes they procure from the same farmers. So we are targeting 60% of our clients at least increasing on a year-on-year basis the volumes that they procure by 15%. But we've always spoken about the hunger and the malnutrition needs that Africa has. And therefore, we are targeting that at least 75% of our clients will have 50% of their production being made up of nutritious foods for the local markets. And this idea of national champions is something that really is a target that we want to pursue and pursue very hard. Because when companies grow and become significant players in their markets, that's when they're able to transform the economies where they serve. So I would like to invite you to learn more about this strategy by going onto our site. We've created a special website for the Ambition 2033, and it's www.partnersinfoodsolutions.com/Ambition 2033, where we have published a white paper on our strategy, and we're also going to share other resources. As we look towards 2033, my message to you is, let's work together. I'm talking to our volunteers. I'm talking to our corporate partners. I'm talking to our ecosystem partners, to you, the entrepreneurs, and all our other supporters. Because when we do that, we'll be able to accelerate the capacity that is required to unlock Africa's potential and build food businesses in our lifetime that will feed the future. This is our Ambition 2033. Thank you for joining us today.